Good afternoon. Actually, good morning. First morning show. Welcome into a live edition of the Dream Wager on this Feel Good Friday, September 17th, 2021. As always, I'm your host, Donna, alongside me, the man that will never bet baseball again, Elvis.
Never bet in baseball again. Been the coldest man in baseball. If I put a baseball play out there, fade it, because your boy not it. I still have a winning record in baseball, shockingly. But overall, down bad.
Down bad.
Especially the month of August and September. Yes.
Time to turn it around. Hey,
So
playoffs are coming up.
Football season, don't worry about it. It's done. I'm not even looking. I'm looking forward next year, April. Baseball season's over for me. Red Sox still alive.
It's in the rearview mirror.
Still alive. And joining us from sunny South Carolina, our third member of the crew, the legend, Joey D. How are you, sir?
Doing well this morning. Good to get up early with you gentlemen, and I can't wait to get into the show. You know, we got a lot to cover.
Absolutely. We got a loaded show for you guys. We'll talk about last night's game in the nation's capital. We got the return of Bellator and a light heavyweight bout in the UFC Saturday night. A great interview with Jake Crane of the Volume Sports to break down week 3 of college football. And week 2 in the NFL is here. Will the dogs continue to bark? We'll let you know what we think later on in the show. I do want to start with the game we saw last night in Maryland. We saw what a game these two teams put on, back and forth, and then a costly penalty right over the ball. What a game. What did you make of it last night, Elvis?
Impressive. Danny Dimes looked real sharp last night. I was impressed. I honestly thought after last week's performance, I just thought he was done. Honestly, I just thought Giants should move forward. But last night he was impressive. At one point, he was 21 for 25. At one point, yesterday he went 23 for 32, 249, 1 touchdown, 9 carries and 95 yards and a touchdown. He should have had like a $120 because he broke that one.
46-yarder that got pulled back.
Oh, yeah, and that wasn't a holding call.
Yeah,
that was
the
outrageous.
worst call.
Yeah,
Hey, it is what it is. The under was still alive at that point.
No, I
but
don't even want to talk about the
don't even
under.
want to talk about it. Heineke had a great game himself. He went 34 for 46,
Impressive.
336 yards with 2 touchdowns and a pick. I did not expect Washington to even run the ball nowhere near 46 times. I didn't even expect them to throw the ball more than 30 times. I honestly thought it was going to be a run offense type of day, but I was clearly wrong. Heineke was slinging that thing. Ron Rivera outplayed everybody. Honestly, I was shocked that
He squeaked out a win.
Squeaked out a win. Hey, did their Antonio Gibson play hit the prop?
Yes, sir. Fourth
Yes,
quarter.
Because those rushes.
it didn't hit to like
The
4
2-minute
minutes.
warning.
No,
Oh.
like 4 minutes. The possession where they took the lead. That's when it
Oh.
hit. I was like, bro, yo, Joey, it took forever. He was at 55 yards, I think, with like 7 minutes to go, and they did not run the ball that whole possession.
It was surprising that they didn't run the ball as much as we thought they were going to do.
Bro.
And the weather wasn't that good.
It wasn't good. It wasn't great. And Gibson was averaging damn near 6 yards a clip
Oof.
every time he got the ball, especially in the second half. It
He
was
was
a
like
10
shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, he would always fight for extra. He will always fall forward. That's what makes you a great quarterback, if you fall forward.
My thing is McKissick. He was dominant on your bench.
Dominant. He had, I think, 18 points of fantasy. He caught that 45-yard bomb on the right side. He had a touchdown in the first quarter. Overall, great game.
So maybe you could see why they didn't play Gibson as much.
Yeah, but still, you got to run the ball for it. There's no reason why Tyler Heineke should throw 46 balls. I
They
don't care what
believe in him.
defense. Honestly, you could believe in anybody.
Uh,
But you should feed the running backs if they're averaging 6 yards a clip.
But they were down. They were playing from behind most of the game.
I understand. But
Yeah.
46 times, though.
I agree. I think the Giants started fast on both sides of the ball. And then they kind of slowed down towards the second half. They let Washington catch a little momentum. And I don't think we could say the Washington football team's defense is elite anymore.
Yeah, that's not the same defense as last year. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's a secondary. I don't know. Front four couldn't even bring it home last night. I think he only got, 1 sack? Me and Joe were talking about it. We both expected Danny Dimes to fumble at least once.
That
No
didn't
turnover.
happen.
No
turnovers.
interception.
Chase
For-
Young, he wasn't that much of a factor in a sense, and we had another stinker of a game from Saquon Barkley. But do you think that's attributed to like the limits that they're putting on him?
Yeah.
Like, is he still unhealthy, or
I
the
think
defense did stop him enough? Is that what it was?
I think they're just being extra cautious because think about it. Past 2 seasons, boy missed the remaining of the season. You don't want him to get hurt. At the end of the year, y'all took him, second overall 3-4 years ago, and haven't got any production yet out of him, realistically. So I understand they want at least their initial return on investment, have at least one healthy
They
season.
say when you tear your ACL, players don't really feel comfortable until year 2. So you could tell that he's kind of hesitant in the way he runs
Yeah.
sometimes.
That 40-yard run he did in the first quarter, he looked like the old Saquon. Yeah, he got caught up. The old Saquon probably would have took it to the house, but still looked sharp. Still got those cuts in him.
Yeah. I just think the secondary for the Washington football team, that's their Achilles heel. Like
Yeah.
that's what they've been.
Yeah, even the Giants should have won this game easily when Darius Slayton dropped that.
Oh my God,
I-
that's
I
a
honestly
perfect
think-
ball.
I honestly think it was a little slightly overthrown, but he did get pressured on him. He did get hit, so I could see why. But Darius
Let
Slayton,
it
you
touch
got
your
to,
hands.
yeah, you got to grab that ball. You got to grab. You should have dove. You should have did something. You should have just tapped it up to yourself. I don't know what you got to do, but you got to come down to that ball. You catch that ball, you win the game. So
Yeah. And he hits his over 1.5 touchdown throw prop, Daniel Jones. But yeah.
shout out to Ganal too. He went 5 for 5
He had a
last
big
night,
game.
and he has the Giants record for most consecutive field goals makes at 35 straight.
How about that? If anyone had him on fantasy, they were loving that.
Like crazy. He had
Yeah.
two for 50, 1 for 48, and then 2 from like
You know how they say Big Dick Nick? Big Dick Gano.
Big Dick Gano, Graham Gano. Not the best
Huge.
kicker in the league, but he's making his way to top 5.
It was a hell of a game. I think we're getting spoiled with all these Thursday night games.
Yeah, I'll be
Seriously.
honest. Next week.
I read something
Humble.
on Twitter. They were like, no one could complain for Thursday night games anymore. And then someone goes, next week's Panthers Texans.
I thought we were gonna get a stinker for this one because I went 0-3 in my pick. So boy, was I wrong.
Yeah. So
Over by a mile.
yeah, they won. They didn't cover. Giants plus 3.5.
Lock. I did lean that. I did lean Giants 3.5. I was honestly hoping they won for my futures, but
Not looking good. Giants have a tough schedule coming up.
yeah. And that guy Lawrence who jumped off sides.
DeMarcus,
not
DeMarcus.
his last name is
Dexter Lawrence.
Dexter Lawrence.
Clemson.
Do you want to get cut?
He's a first round pick. He's not getting cut.
Do you want to provide it for your family? Why are you jumping off sides on a game missing field
And
goal?
I could understand if he was on
You win the game.
if he was on the edge. He was right in front of the ball.
Bro, how you the ball's in front of you? How you jump off?
And you had the announcer jinx because you were like, yo, imagine he miss. Or it was like, he ain't gonna miss. And then he missed.
I said he was gonna miss. Right.
Ooh,
Oh my
He almost
God.
missed right again.
another good
Hey.
game, right down to the wire, man.
You wasn't meant to win. You
Yeah.
wasn't meant to win. If you can't hold yourself from jumping off sides, you're not meant to win the game.
Like-
Sucks though.
Like Elvis said, Elvis won his only play. He's 4-7 now. I lost. I'm 3-4. Joey lost his 2 singles in the parlay. He is now 9-13-1. Got to bounce back this weekend. Big week 2.
That's right.
But hopefully we see more exciting games like this on Sunday. But I do want to shift gears to the combat world. Bellator is back, as well as another UFC. Joe, is Bellator taking place tonight?
No, it's actually gonna be tomorrow night because it is a pay-per-view along with UFC and along with something I'd like to mention here, which is kind of interesting for our audience. It's called Core Sports Fight Night 3. We're gonna have Thor versus No Limits. This will be taking place at 12:45 p.m. tomorrow, and it's actually the Mountain from the Game of Thrones. If you all know who that is, he'll be taking on arm wrestling world champion Devin No Limits Larratt. So. Man, I think it's an interesting fight. I think it's a one for the fans. I think both of them want to gain a little money, get a little, more notoriety than they already have because they're kind of sect into their own worlds. But, hey, seems like a lot of people transitioning to the boxing. They're having fun with it, and they're making money. So I think it'll be a fun fight to watch. These guys have been putting the time and effort in. They've been training a lot. Thor, I think he's dropped about 100 pounds. He's like all muscle at 7'2". Devin Larratt's a big boy himself, about 6'11". Yeah, you got big guys stepping into the boxing ring, and I'm actually going to lean the Mountain because Devin Larratt is a last-minute replacement. It was supposed to be Eddie Hall that the Mountain was supposed to fight. Eddie Hall tore his bicep in a sparring session. So, hey, we got them joining in the squared circle, and I think that the Mountain will come out victorious. I think he might be able to just out-cardio him. I think the effort, the fact that he lost all that weight, changed his diet, changed everything, he might be a little more prepped and ready for like a 8-round, 10-round boxing fight. So that's why I'll lean him, but Elvis, I know you heard about this, and I think you're going the opposite.
Yeah, I'll be taking Devin on the money line.
He's a big boy.
Go knock him out.
He's got long arms.
You're a little clumsy at 7'2" now. I understand he's got a lot of weight, but I don't know. I wouldn't trust anybody that big.
If any of you ever seen Devin Larratt, or if you haven't, check him out, the Arm Wrestling League, AWL. You see how much of a freak that man is, because I think we all know who the Mountain is pretty much. So
About to hook.
Can we bet on this?
I'm not necessarily sure. I didn't see any books posting anything like that. It's kind of like a fan fight. But if there are, find
It's
them.
like Lamar Odom and Aaron Carter.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of might be, not smart for these sport books to put any thing onto it. But you know how everyone will get something in.
If you can find a buddy out there, just bet him.
Yeah, exactly.
Bet him. I got this guy. That's it.
So that's interesting right there. But I could segue right into the UFC Vegas 37 we have this weekend. That's going to be taking place at an interesting time, 7 p.m. for tomorrow night. And, man, it's headlined by Superman Span taking on Lionheart Smith, man. And I think that's an interesting matchup in the main event. But I'm only going to touch the main card. I'm excluding one of the fights. We had a Jim Miller fight that was canceled. But I'm going to start with Joaquin Buckley. I'm going to be taking him money line at -210. I think he's going to be a little more suitable in that matchup there. I like what he brings. He's got more explosiveness. And we all know him from that spinning heel kick knockout he did one time in the past. That was that viral highlight knockout. So I think this one will favor him compared to the last fight he had where he didn't fare so well against Alessio Di Chirico. So the next fight, I'm going to be taking Nathan Maness money line. He's an underdog here at +165. He's only got one loss in his career, and I think he's taking on Tony Gravely. Everyone likes Tony Gravely, so he's a little heavy favorite, but don't be sleeping on Nathan Maness. The man has power. He does have skill set that can, take on Tony Gravely well. And then in the next fight I'm going to touch, I'm taking Amanda Baum here because I think, everyone's riding Ariane Lipski. In her last fight, she had an exciting matchup, but Amanda Baum is undefeated. And I like an undefeated fighter coming into the UFC. So basically what I'm going to be taking is her money line at -100. It's kind of a pick'em fight at the time, but I feel more comfortable taking the undefeated fighter in that. Nice. So in the co-main, we got Devin Clark. He's taking on Ion Kudalaba. And everyone's riding Ion Cutelaba here, so I got another live dog. I think Devin Clark might be the livest one in the whole card. He's money line at plus 120. I like the skill set he brings to the table, and I think he's actually more athletic. I think Ion Cutelaba is kind of a one-trick pony. He's got the power. He tries to knock you out and get you out of there early. But if this ever gets out of the first round, I think Devin Clark will take it in the decision. But I'm playing it safe and taking a money line at plus 120 as a live dog. And, man, we made it to the main event. And it's like I said, it's an interesting one. I think it kind of solidify what's going on in that light heavyweight division. I think both fighters may be one more fight after this away from a title shot, to be honest, how the light heavyweight division's working. And so, basically, Smith here is kind of my play. I like Lionheart. I think the experience that he's bringing to the table is going to be outweighing Ryan Spann. Yeah, let's ride Lionheart Smith here at minus 179 on the money line. I'm just playing it safe today. We do like Superman Spann. He has knockout ability, but I just think the savvy veteranship that Anthony Smith brings to the table, and if it gets to the ground, Anthony Smith is going to close the show. I think he'll get a submission victory, but like I said, I'm playing a safe money line. You could double chance it. I would double chance with maybe Anthony Smith getting a finish in this one. Maybe double chance it, KO, TKO, or submission, and you'll probably get some plus money, if not close to minus 110 or minus 100 odds. So that's something that I like to roll with there.
I have no official play, but I was leaning Ryan Spann, Superman. I don't know. He has a 3-inch reach advantage, and I thought he was the better grappler from statistics that I was reading. Most of his finishes are by submission.
He's he's no slouch on the ground either. But Anthony Lionheart Smith is a second-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu.
You think it has the chance to go to decision and go the full 5 rounds?
No, actually, I think this is the fight that wouldn't. I think the co-main event has more of a chance. You get Ion Cutelaba a little more tired. You could ride that to the decision. But in the main event, I think these guys, like you said, most of Ryan Spann's finishes have occurred via submission. Anthony Smith is pretty balanced in his fights. He has a lot of finishes via submission and TKO or knockout. So I think we might get an exciting main event in this one.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Anything on Bellator?
Yeah, man. We got the return of Yoel Romero in Bellator 266. So we got the pay-per-view taking place at 10 p.m. tomorrow. So we got a loaded Saturday with college football, everything we're about to get into. But, oh, boy, Phil Davis, Penn State native, great wrestler there. He's going to take on Yoel Romero, welcome him into the Bellator ranks. And, man, I'm rolling Yoel Romero money line here at plus 109. So he's an underdog in this, I think, because the age. He's also 5'9" compared to a 6'1" fighter. But, man, I think the way that Phil Davis is going to have to win is utilize his wrestling. And nobody is out-wrestling Yoel Romero. So the fact is that you got two different levels in a sense. Phil Davis was an NCAA champion. Yoel Romero was an Olympic champion. And I'm rolling with the Olympic champion. I'm taking Yoel Romero with the experience. Though he's a little older, I think he also has the explosiveness to get him out of there. But I'm playing it safe and taking Yoel Romero money line at plus 109.
Love it.
That's right. That does it for the Combat Sports Weekend, boys.
Thank you, boys. I can't wait to see these fights. Some of them are going to be good. You know how we say that some of the fight nights are a little slept on. I think this is another one that might get slept on.
Watch the prelims. If you have time, I know there's a lot of college football going on. We got the other fights and such, but watch the prelims because we're going to have these guys out there fighting their heart out.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. Let's go to our interview with Jay Crane from college for college football plays. We'll not recap, but we'll talk about week 3 coming up. right, great stuff from Jay Crane, one of the sharpest minds in college football. You guys can find him on the Volume Sports YouTube page. He is the host and executive producer of the J Boys Show. Great to have him on and talk about this weekend's matchups. Just to reiterate, my 4 plays this weekend: Boise State -4, Sparty Nation Spartans +6.5. I'll even sprinkle a little on the money line. I think they're a live dog. West Virginia. West Virginia -2.5, and probably game day where game day is Penn State whiteout game. Penn State Auburn under 53.
Wow, big game.
You guys, yeah, it's huge game. Anything you guys are attacking this weekend?
Me, if you guys want, like I said, y'all can fade me.
Oh.
I ain't the best in college football, but guess what? I got 2 plays out there. Hopefully, we switch it around.
Okay.
I'll be taking Cincinnati on the money line -165.
I even like a -3.5, -4. That's one of my leans as well.
Yeah, I just took it on money line points. I'll be honest with my record. I'm not laying no points. And then I'll be taking on the whiteout game, Penn State at home. I think it's just impossible to lose that game. It's a whiteout. The energy is going to be unmatchable in there. I think it's going to be a zoo.
I thought you liked Auburn this year. You got them going over your win totals. They're looking good, to be honest. But, yeah, you're right.
Penn State money line -200. A little high, but guess what? Put a little extra cheese on it. You'll win some.
Hey.
That's it.
Love that.
Ah, boy. Joe, anything for you?
Yeah,
you still riding Rutgers?
Oh, man. So that's a lean for me. That's a lean I'm taking today, actually. Not an official play because I looked at the sports books, and actually there's no points, no spreads, no totals available at the time. They're taking on UDEL, and I think that's a lock. So I'll be leaning Rutgers today in that. But, hey.
Minus whatever.
Minus whatever. I think they got that in the bag. They're going 3-0, and then they're taking on Michigan in the Big House. I think that's going to be a huge game.
Joey did say this week 0 or week 1. He said they're going to go 3-0 and then go play Michigan at the Big House.
I think they could beat them.
I think so, too.
Live dog.
Live dog. So, hey, I'm taking that 12 o'clock afternoon game. All South Carolina teams I got today for you, tomorrow for you. Got Coastal Carolina taking a trip up to Buffalo, and they're taking on that team. And, man, CCU -17.5. They're right now -14, so I alternated spread it to -17.5, and you're getting +107 odds for it. I think it's a lock. I think they win by about 20. I just don't see them slowing down anyway. And like I said, there's another team that's going to go 3-0, and then we're going to see where they kick off for the rest of the season. So I like that play. And my other official play is actually a 2-way teaser because I'm trying to, get the juice out of both of these teams. Nice. South Carolina is a 31.5-point underdog today against Georgia, and I could see why. It's the number two team ranked in the country, but I'm gonna tease that up to 37.5. Let's see them cover the points. That's a huge amount of points, and I think they can at least cover 37.5. Like, let's go.
5 touchdowns.
Yeah, let's go. There's no way you lose by 5+ touchdowns to a Georgia rival. So South Carolina Gamecocks, let's get the show on the road. They're 2-0 as well. Maybe we're in for a shocker. If they win outright, I'll be blown away. That's good for the program because going from a year last year, let's see what happens this year. And then also the other South Carolina team, got to take Clemson here. They're favored by 28. That's 4 touchdowns. Once I said, bringing that down to -22. I like them in that game. They had a letdown against Georgia, but Georgia's a great team. But, hey, in this matchup, I think they should fare well. So I'll give them -22 points.
Oh, boy. Hopefully, hey, shout out South Carolina. Hopefully they continue to roll.
That's right. Let's go.
Let's hit the gridiron and go through the games, and we'll give you guys which games are our official plays and which ones are our leans. Joe, I'll just go right down the list. I'll start with you. Let me know which ones are official and which ones are lean. Let's go to the Las Vegas Raiders taking on Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right. So this game, I think you said it last week, and I think you even said it even the previous episode on Wednesday's episode, man. Pittsburgh's going to be all over the Las Vegas Raiders in this one. Right now they're giving -6.5. And you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to give that as my official play. My official play will be Pittsburgh giving the 7.5 at -105. I like them in this one.
6.5. Don't.
I said 5.5. I apologize. Yes, -6.5.
You said 7.5. 5.5.
Sorry about that. I'm all over the place this morning. But hey,
I
could even. You know what? Let's even go for it. Let's even alternate spread it to 7.5. I feel confident in that. I think they're going to be at home. They came off a great win in Orchard Park against Buffalo Bills, who seems to still be a great team. I don't think that they're a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. And, the emotional, win that the Raiders had coming off of that Monday night game, short week. We talked about it. Let's take Pitt there.
Elvis, where are you going in this matchup?
No official play here. I will lean Pittsburgh -6.5. I just think Monday night the Raiders going to be they, there's no way they could come out of that game and then put up another performance, anything like it against Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh defense is pretty good. I think it's going to be up there when the season ends as one of the best. I think it's just a tough matchup, so I will lean Pittsburgh minus the points.
Yeah, I'm on. I got it a couple days ago when I mentioned it on the pod. I got it at 5.5 because I thought it was going to go up to 6.5. So yeah, that's my first official play. Steelers minus 5.5. Raiders coming off an emotional win on a short week, traveling east against one of the best defenses in the league. I think the Steelers are a better team. They're better coached. Yeah, I think Gruden.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It's just 6.5. You never know. Raiders could shock you back.
And you know how I said he was 5 years into his contract? He's only 3 years into his 10-year contract. We got another 7 years of old.
Go back to the booth.
Not one
Raiders.
Go back to the booth.
Well, he had a 500 season. That's about it, right? Last year.
2 in a row. 2 8-8 in a row. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Over under 8.5. They'll go over 9 wins just because the extra game.
You think?
Yeah, they went 8-8 2 seasons in a row. They got to improve by 1.
Oh.
Yeah, they just beat the Ravens. Everybody had them losing. That's the one.
That's
right there.
their one. Yep.
Need that.
Let's go to the second game. We got Bengals going to Soldier Field. Bears minus 2.5 favorite. Total 45.5. Elvis, any play on this game?
No official play here. I will lean Cincinnati plus the 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just gonna be a little better ball club this year. Chicago. I'll fuck with Red Rifle. I'll fuck with Andy, but
Gotta put Justin Fields in.
Yeah, you got to put Justin Fields in. So I think Justin Fields just gives you a little better.
He's the future.
Yeah, it's a better opportunity just to win the game. So that being said, I will lean Cincinnati plus 2.5. I just think Joe Burrow is the better QB in this matchup.
And it's not helping him sitting on the bench. He needs to play.
At the end of the day, the Chicago's head coach, he was there
Matt Nagy.
Matt Nagy, he was there. He was the OC when Patrick Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith for a year. So that's in the back of his head. You see how good Mahomes is doing. I'm not saying Justin Fields is going to beat Mahomes, but he did that and he saw how good that worked. So,
Joe, what about you?
My issue with that is that I think Brian Nagy's at risk of also losing the locker room. You know, if he's
losing his job,
losing the locker room. That's what will start first. It'll start by losing the people that he has around him, and then the organization's going to see that and say, you know what, get out of here. And, they need – we think that maybe Andy Dalton could kind of get some revenge on his old Bengal team. I don't have an official play for this one, but I would lean the under, actually, in this one. I think the high-scoring matchup back and forth that the Bengals had last game against the Vikings was just a tough matchup. Week 1 that they went – and they were at home there. They are going to be playing in Soldier Field. We'll see how the elements can, do there. You can always be in for some rain, some wind. You never know. But, my lean is going to be the under, which I see at 45.5.
Yeah, I would side with Elvis as well. I would take the 2.5 in your pocket. I think they're even a live dog. Mm-hmm. They beat a better Minnesota team. Minnesota's better than
in that division.
So I would lean. I know they're on the road, but Joe Burrow, they have a better quarterback. And to be honest, Matt Nagy hasn't shown me anything. So Zach Taylor might be better. I don't even know who that is. I've heard of him, but I just think Joe Mixon, you got Jamar Chase, hopefully another big game. Got him on fantasy.
Started him this week. Let's go.
T. Higgins. They just have more weapons. And Justin Fields not playing himself. I'll lean Bengals on the money line and the points. Let's go to the third game. Jesus Christ, it went up. Browns minus 13 against the Texans, and total set at 47.5. Elvis, any official play or no lean?
No official play, but goddamn, it looks tempting. I will lean Texans plus 13.
Wow.
After what we saw last week, I know it was just Jacksonville, but
1-0.
1-0. Tyrod Taylor looked impressive. The offense looked impressive. Defense looked okay, not great, but better than we expected it to be. The Browns they're expected to win this game by 2 touchdowns, but can they? Who knows? I know the game is in Cleveland, but if it keeps going up, 13 points is a lot of points for an NFL team.
Yeah. How about you, Joe?
That's
where you
for
go?
Sure. I don't know if I want to take the points, though, how good they did look week 1. And like you said, yes, it was the Jags. I think I'm going to give the points. I think I'm going to take the Brownies minus 12.5. And actually, I see the line now at 48. I see it right now at 48. I think it moved.
It's at 47.5 right now via FanDuel.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm on the action right now, and that's exactly what I see. But, yeah, I think I'll give the points. They could win by 2 touchdowns.
This is an official play, Joe?
No, this is a lean. I don't have an official play for this, but That's what I'll be doing. I'm sorry about that. I will be leaning for Cleveland minus the 12.5. I think I'll give the points.
Yeah, this is like their biggest point spread in like 20
Yeah,
years.
I'll
for
be honest. That's
Cleveland.
just too. That's like a college spread right
Yeah,
there.
I'm staying away from it. I want to see these two teams play, and then I'll make a judgment next week, maybe. Let's go to another game, a little bounce back spot. We got the Rams going to Indianapolis. Rams minus 3.5 favorite, total set at 48.5. Joe, do you have an official play?
I think we might be in for something. They're in Indianapolis, aren't they?
Yes.
Hmm. That's too high risk for me to take Indianapolis Colts on the money line. So I think I'll be leaning Los Angeles Rams money line. I think because I'm feeling that way, I think it might be a little closer than the 3.5. So I'll take them money line, play it safe, but it's just a lean, not an official play.
What about you, Ellis?
My official play would be the Rams minus 186 on the money line. I'm gonna be honest, Colts did not look good week 1 against the Seahawks. I'm just not big on Carson Wentz. I don't think he can lead you to the promised land. The defense is great. They looked a little shaky last week against Seahawks, but overall they're a good defense. Like I said, I just don't think Carson Wentz can lead you anywhere promising. So I'll be taking the Rams at minus 186 on the money line. I just feel like more games, the better they will be. So expect the Rams to. I will even lay some on the 3.5. You said
It's 3.5.
I might even lay some, but officially money line 186.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. I'm taking Rams minus 3.5. People say might be a bounce back spot for the Colts.
I don't see it.
I don't think so. Look how good the Rams looked Sunday night. They literally did anything they wanted against Chicago. It looked like they could turn it on whenever they wanted to. They have the coach, they have the offensive weapon, they have the QB advantage, the defense. They have literally advantage in everything. So again, I like the favorite. I'll take the Rams and lay the 3.5 with them.
And I do expect the Rams to force a few turnovers on Carson, either by fumbling or interception, because Carson Wentz will turn the ball over.
Jalen Ramsey is going to be on their best receiver.
Yeah. So I know it's not a line out there for it, but I do expect Carson Wentz to fumble at least once.
Yeah, there's no props.
I know it's not, but there ever will be. Hit my line.
Let's go to the next game. We got Buffalo going down to Miami. Buffalo minus 3.5 favorite, total at 47.5. Elvis, official play or lean?
Official play. I'll be taking the Bills on the money line at minus 170. I just think the Bills offense will wake up this week in Miami. I know they came out sluggish in the second half against the Steelers. At the end, the Steelers have a great defense, so I think they'll wake up this week. I think Stephon Diggs will have a big day. Montgomery, Singletary will have a big day, and even Josh Allen will have a big day. And expect that defense to wake up too. And I always said Tua, I'm not high on Tua. New England would have won the game last week. It wasn't for 2 costly fumbles. So I'll be taking the Bills on the money line.
How about you, Joe? Where are you going?
Yeah, man, I think Buffalo gets this one back in an in-division rival. I think they need it too. I feel comfortable taking it minus 3.5. And you know what? Let's do it as an official play. I'll take it minus 3.5 Buffalo Bills. I think they might even be able to win by a touchdown. So,
yeah, feel that, Joe. And I highly doubt the Bills will start off the season
0-2. That sounds crazy from the season they
It's
had
not in
last
the
year.
memo.
The coach, the quarterback. You're right. I don't think that's going to be in the mix.
I would lean Dolphins plus 3.5 at home. They're a good underdog team. Brian Flores will have those boys playing. And Tua, we'll see. This is a big game for him at home.
If he wins this game, it'll be an impressive win.
Very impressive. Elvis, let's go to our game. Patriots coming to Jersey at MetLife. You guys are laying 5.5.
We'll see you guys at the game.
No, I can't go. But Elvis will be there. Total set at 42.5. Official play?
No official play. Check my action come Sunday because I will be attending the game. So, I might just feel it.
Gotta have a little action on the game.
I might just go to FanDuel in the backyard and put some money on it. I don't know. FanDuel right at MetLife. So, might take it. But 5.5 is just a little too rich for me. I like what Zach Wilson did in the fourth quarter against the Panthers. But the Patriots, man, Bill Belichick is going to dice something up, man. I just feel like he's going to bring the pressure to Zach, and Zach will turn the ball over. And I expect us to cover, but I wouldn't make that my official play, but I do expect us to win. How you feel, Dylan?
No official play for me. I would lean Jets plus 5.5. I liked it at 6 a little better. The chance to backdoor cover. You have no one that could guard Corey Davis. Jamison Crowder is activated.
Yeah,
I think
activated.
Zach Wilson probably will turn the ball over one time, hopefully 0.
He will.
Mikael Becton being out hurts us a little bit.
OD.
But yeah, I'm not really too sold on it. We'll make a friendly bet between us,
we got to do something now.
But no official play.
I love that.
If I did, I would probably have to take my team. I can't go against them.
No, you can't. You guys got to take your teams collectively.
If anything, I will lean the over as well. We might just put up
Ooh.
30 on them. I'm gonna be honest. Mac Jones, stop playing.
Well, I'm against that. I think I'm gonna lean the under because of the games that we saw previously. Both were low scoring. I do tend to think that maybe Bill Belichick, like you said, may write up something to have
dice him up.
To have Mac Jones look a little better than Zach Wilson. The Zach Wilson being selected at number 2, it's like, you passed on Mac Jones and look what he can do. So, but same can be said for Zach Wilson. Let's see if maybe he can get the ball in the air with the guys that are there. But like you said, no Mekhi Becton, that hurts. I just think we're in for maybe another low-scoring matchup, maybe a defensive-oriented game.
Yeah, they know how to play each other.
That's true.
Let's go to the next game. We got San Francisco laying 3 on the road at Philly.
Woo!
Total set at 49.5. Elvis, where are you going?
No official play here.
You're not riding the Eagles anymore.
I guess I have respect for San Francisco and Kyle Shanahan and them boys. I will lean Philly plus the 3. I think they're live dogs here, but it's just shaky. 49ers are just a real good team, so at the end of the day, it'll be a real tough test to see what Philly does in this matchup. Hey, if they come out victorious, Philly's real deal.
Yo, they're in Philly. For some reason, I feel like it's going to be a rowdy crowd there. I'm taking Philadelphia on the money line official play.
Wow. Official play?
Money
Remember,
line.
His jersey sales are the second in the league, and it just shot up 500% since week 1. So expect a lot of Jalen Hurts.
Hey,
jerseys.
shout out to our girl Pamela Maldonado coming on the show and hyping up the Philadelphia Eagles.
Literally.
That was a great call.
Only me and her was on it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
me and you, Joe.
We're fading a little bit.
Told you, Philly, man, a little high on them. Not, division winners high, but
contenders.
Better. I think their over under was like 6.5. I think that's it.
Yeah, my official play is I'm going to take 49ers -3. This game is a true test for the Eagles. The 49ers gave up a lot of points last week to the Lions, and the Eagles are better than we expected, at least better than what I expected. But I think the 49ers could contain Jalen Hurts and limit the air attack, and if they do that, I think they should be fine. I trust Kyle Shanahan in these spots. He'll have the boys ready to play. Hopefully the defense shows up. Another favorite. I'm back in the 49ers. I'll lay the 3 with them.
Hey, that NFC West, man, looking like the best division of football, and I think they'll prove it if they get this victory.
Yes, sir. Let's go to a game in North Carolina. Panthers hosting the Saints. Saints are a 3.5-point favorite. Total set at 44.5. Joe, where are you going with this one?
I think I'm not doing an official play. I'm going to lean the over 44.5 here. I think it also would lean with the Saints giving the 3.5. I like that what we're seeing out of there. Their defense looks stout. That looks like maybe could possibly contend for being one of the best defense in the league. We thought the Redskins were going to be up there. I think it's kind of a role reversal in terms of what they had to offer because the front seven is looking bonkers. And I know it might be hard to say the over is going to hit, but man, if Jameis wants to get the ball in the air just the way it is, maybe being in Carolina for 2 weeks in a row, maybe they get kind of comfortable as well, the Panthers, and they get Sammy D the ball, but maybe single-handedly the Saints can hit the over and hit their team over as well. So I will be comfortable in taking the lean at -3.5 for the Saints.
How about you, Elvis? Where you going?
I'm gonna be honest. Saints looked all time against the Packers last week. Defense looked great. Jameis looked sharp, shockingly. And Panthers look shaky in the second half. Jets almost backdoor covered on them.
Yep.
So my official play, this is official play though. My official play will be the Saints -3.5 at -105. I'm not saying that the Saints about to cover 35 points like they did last week, but I do expect them to cover this week. I don't think the Panthers are gonna show up really. I think the Saints. I would even sprinkle a little more on the alternate if you want to, juice it up. Get real good amount of plus money at like 6.5, 5.5. Take the Saints, but -3.5 official play.
Yeah, I would lean Carolina. I think this is a good bounce back spot. You got a lot of people on COVID now for the Saints. We'll see. I don't think they're gonna play better than they did against the Packers. That's one of their best
guaranteed.
games.
Yeah.
So you got to see a little regression coming on the road.
But
Yeah,
remember,
you're
the
right.
Panthers
Carolina didn't play that
they
well.
did play the Jets.
Yeah.
Jets.
So we'll see, though. Got to believe in Sam Darnold. He has to play a little better, but we'll see. Let's go to the next game. Broncos at Jacksonville. Broncos laying 5.5 on the road. Total at 45.5. Joe, official or lean?
This is an official play. I'm squeezing this one. Alternate spreading. Broncos -9.5. I think they win by minimum 10 points in this matchup. I know they're going into Jacksonville. I know it might be a little hard to play there, but I think they're going to be used to it. I think they're going to be ready. I think they're going to be firing on all cylinders. That defense also looks good, but let's alternate spread it to -9.5 for the Broncos in that spot. I feel like they get the job done, and they're going to look impressive in that AFC West. They're going to be division contenders.
What's the odds for the -9.5?
I just -9.5. Let me go ahead and check it out for you, and I'll go ahead and boost it. You'll be getting +125.
Nice.
That's pretty good
How about
odds.
you?
After last week's performance, Jacksonville might just be the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I'll be smashing the 5.5. Broncos is laying. Like Dylan says, Teddy Two Gloves loves the kid. I'm gonna be honest, that was just bad what I saw last week in Tech and Houston. So I think the Broncos might blow them out. I will even roll with Joey and -9.5, get that +125 in. But officially -5.5 at 115. Let's go Broncos.
What could go wrong? We're all on this agreement. The Jags lost to the Texans last week. They, like you said, they
Embarrassment.
might be the worst team.
They might, yeah, bro. That was bad.
And now they're playing Teddy Two Gloves, who's just a covering machine. The Broncos looked in control the whole game against the Giants in week 1. Teddy Two Gloves, he's accurate. He's going to push the ball downfield. They got a better defense. And I think they're going to give Trevor Lawrence some problems. So I don't know if Urban Meyer's going to figure it out this week. Tough game. I'm going to continue to ride the Broncos till they prove me wrong. I'm going to lay the 5.5 on the road with them. That's my official
Let's
play.
do it.
Let's go to the next game. We got Minnesota at Arizona. The line's actually coming down. Cardinals -3.5. Total set at 50.5. Elvis, you're high on the Cardinals. You laying it with them?
Yeah, I'll be laying the 3.5. Like I told you, boys, I'm high on the Cardinals this season. Like I said, Kyler Murray will be taking that next step. You've seen it week 1. You're going to see it for the rest of the season. He's going to be a stud. He's going to enter the room as one of the best players in the league. I honestly thought Danny Dimes was going to take that step, but a little improvement last night, but we'll see about it. So I'll be taking I called it at 4, but I will switch it to 3.5 at -110. So I'll be smashing Cardinals minus the points.
How about you, Joe?
Hey, these two next matchups, I'm gonna be giving the points. So yeah, Arizona -3.5. I don't think there's any ifs, ands, or buts in this matchup. If the Minnesota Vikings come back and kind of give us a shocker, the fact that they lost week 1 against the Bengals kind of makes me think that they might be more of what they had last year than kind of having last year as a fluke year.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to be taking. Arizona Cardinals -3.5.
Yeah, I would no official play, but I would lean Cardinals. They're just too dominant, and when is Kirk Cousins ever going to turn this around? Like,
I don't think
know.
he is.
I think it's just a tough rebound game for the Vikings. At the end,
at Arizona.
Last week they looked like the best offensive and defensive team in the league. Chandler Jones might come around and have another 2.5 sacks because he had 5 last week. So ain't no telling what he might do this week. So be ready, Kirk, because that boy coming.
And so is JJ Watt.
Chandler Jones.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly right.
Let's go to the next game. Joe, I'll start with you since you said you're going to be laying the points. We got Bucks laying 12.5 at home against the Falcons. Total 51.5. Where are you going?
So I'm taking 2 of the big spread games. The Browns giving the 12.5, and I'm also taking the Bucks minus the 12.5. I just think that they're going to be all over the Atlanta Falcons in this one. You said the Jaguars look like the worst team. Man, Falcons might not be far behind. They might be also one of the worst teams in the league. So you got the best team in the league possibly taking on possibly the worst team in the league. I think it speaks for itself. Minus 12.5 Bucks.
How about you, Elvis? Official?
No official play here. I will lean the Bucks minus the points. I'll lean Tom Brady props. He might have a field day against Atlanta. That secondary is just atrocious. So whatever Brady props are, I will lean and any of them over, even his damn rushing yards.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't. It's just too big. I do think Tampa's going to win. But we saw it in week 1. Sometimes they'll start slow, and Falcons are just bad. At least the Cowboys could put some drives
Yeah,
together and
Dak
score
was-
some points.
Then I don't think Matt Ryan could throw 400. My man Dak threw 400 on that defense with ease.
Yeah, but they also have a lot more weapons.
Yeah, CD.
Talking about Cowboys, let's go to the next game. Cowboys going to Los Angeles. Los Angeles minus 3.5 favorites. Total at 54.5. Elvis, official play?
No official play here. Might check my action app Sunday when it comes to game time, but I will lean Dallas 3.5. I will even lean on the money line. No official play here. Might even lean on the money line. I know the loss of DeMarcus Lawrence is key.
Yeah, broke his foot.
But I just feel like the Chargers won't be able to put up the points that Cowboys going to put up. What I saw week 1 in Tampa was impressive. Dak looks like he has a mix of step. CD Lamb
On a better defense, too.
on a way better defense. CD Lamb impressive. Amari still proves that he's still the best route runner in football.
Yep.
Zeke, I don't know, Zeke. You got to run the ball. Zach Martin is back for this game, so hopefully he runs right behind Zach. So hopefully that works out. But no official play. Check on back on Sunday. Might be official on Sunday, but I will lean them plus 3.5 and some on the money line.
How about you, Joe?
Yeah, I'm actually not even going to touch this game, man. I think this one's a toss-up. I really do. That's my feeling on it. I think it's anyone's ball game.
You just want to see this game, see how they play.
Yeah, I want to see. I think it's going to be a good one as well. I think this is going to be
definitely
a
great
matchup.
matchup
That's
here.
for sure.
Yeah, I do too. Two great quarterbacks. I'm with Elvis though. I think that as much as it pains me to say this, I think they're live. I think them and the Bengals are. If you want a dog of the day, you're getting better value with the Cowboys at plus 160. But yeah, I think I would. If you don't want to take them on the money line, take the 3.5 points with the Cowboys. That's my lean as well. Joe, let's go to your Seahawks. Home, hosting the Titans. Guys are laying 6.5. Total 54.5. Where are you going?
Hey, man, I don't have an official for this one, but obviously leaning the Seahawks, given the points.
Go Hawks.
You know, we're home, 12th man. That stadium's going to be rocking. It's another stadium that I think is going to be rowdy. And you guys might be right. You know, I think I had Tennessee a little higher than expectations this year. They might be a shell of themselves than what they were last year. So having that loss they had the first week and having to travel across country to go against these Seahawks, I think Russ won't have a turnover. I think he's going to be balling. We're going to have Russ Wilson out there. And let's go. Let's go Hawks. Go Hawks.
Texans are first in the division.
Who would
have thought? It's like that. Look at us.
Look at us.
Who would have thought? How about you, Elvis?
No official play here. I will lean Seahawks minus 6.5. I just feel like the first game in Seattle, fans will be a zoo. I know it wasn't full last year. Probably gonna be full this year. First game back in Seattle, gonna be a zoo. 12th man's gonna be screaming. 12th man might even be outside of the stadium
at the fish market, tossing fish.
Just tossing fish. I'll be honest. Seahawks minus the points. Official lean, not official play, but I will lean them. Might sprinkle some on them come Sunday. But Tennessee might wake up. Who knows? But
I need them to wake up.
Yeah, I just think it's gonna be a tough game for them. I do need Tennessee to wake up. I did have them winning the division at plus money.
Yeah, me too. It's a stay away for me. I have no lean. I think the Seahawks are the better team. They're home. And what I saw from Tennessee last week was just an abomination. I didn't think they were going to get blown out like that. Arizona's good, but I thought at least they would hold their own, be a little more respectable. And we'll see. This is another big test on the road. See if they could get a bounce back spot. Like this is another bounce back spot. A lot of people are saying that Tennessee catching the points. That's a lot of points too. I know Seahawks played well in Indianapolis.
That's why I was not touching it. Maybe it was 3.5, 4.5. I would have touched it, but Seattle, they love those tough, knit and grit games late in, and then Russ just wins it.
I do think they have a coaching advantage in Pete Carroll and quarterback advantage. So we'll see. Let's go to the game. I think they're probably the best game of the week. Yep. Sunday Night Football. Chiefs at the bank. Chiefs laying 3.5. Total at 54.5. Joe, where are you going with Sunday Night Football?
As much as I hate it, it pains me. I think I got to take Kansas City in this spot, man. Yeah, unfortunately.
Official play?
You know what? Let's do it. Let's make it an official play. I'll be giving the 3.5. For some reason, I think it's going to be a weird game. I think it's going to be like -5. Like it could go -5 because they might win by 6, or -5.5 because they might win by like 6. It's going to be something weird number that they're going to win by. But I think you're right. I think we're going to be in store for another game. I would even go on the record and say that I would hit the over in the fourth quarter on this one as well. I think we're going to have another game of late game heroics on a Sunday Night Football. And you know how it gets over there in the bank. It gets crazy. So I think we're going to have an exciting matchup.
How about you, Elvis? Where are you going?
I have 2 official plays for this matchup.
Wow.
Shockingly, right?
Yeah, it's not like you.
Yeah. But I'll be taking the Chiefs -3.5. I just feel like what the Ravens was able to do. I mean, the Ravens what the Ravens was able to do against Raiders won't really happen this week. I will take the Chiefs -3.5. At the end of the day, Derek Carr ended up passing for 435 against the Ravens. I repeat, 435.
Yeah.
That means Mahomes gonna have 500 plus.
I wouldn't say 500 plus, but if Derek Carr was able to throw for 435, I expect Mahomes to throw somewhere near it. Definitely over 300 yards.
Ravens are home though, so they do play a little different. Got the crowd behind them.
I understand, but if Derek Carr was able to throw for 435, Mahomes definitely will be above 300. And I'm also be taking, I don't know how I caught it this early, but I caught it like 2 days ago at 47.5. I smashed the over. At -110. Right now it's at 54.5. I don't know why the line was so low. I guess coming off Monday night, they just didn't think the
little hangover
or something. But now it's all the way up at 54.5. So I think 47.5 is a fucking lock.
Up 7 points in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Line's moving in your favor though, so thankfully you caught it early. That's what we always stress. If you like a line early, smash it.
It's true.
That's what I did here too. I thought it was gonna go up. I got Chiefs -3.5 at like Monday or Tuesday. This is my last play official. I know the Chiefs didn't play their best football last week against the Browns, but they played better than the Ravens. So the line just seems a little off to me. Since Lamar has come to Baltimore, they haven't been able to beat the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes has their numbers. So Ravens are at home, but I think Chiefs are just too stacked offensively. Coaching, Harbaugh's a great coach, but Andy Reid's Andy Reid.
Yeah, Andy Reid's.
And I think they just have too many weapons on offense, and their defense right now is hurting, especially the secondary. If you have the Raiders group throwing for 400 yards
and putting up 30 points,
just imagine what Tyreek Hill, the Cheetah's going to do.
And I have a better defense, in my opinion, the Chiefs do.
Yeah, absolutely.
If Darren Waller went 10 for 105, Kelsey's about to go 13, like 140.
So I think they'll win over by like maybe 4 or 5 points. So I'll take Chiefs -3.5. It's not looking good. I picked all favorites.
Yeah, and remember, Dylan, you are correct. Mahomes is undefeated in the month of September, so that is a good lock.
So yeah, we'll see. But he doesn't cover as much. He wins, but he doesn't cover.
Against the spread, he's like 500 about, like.
Yeah. But his spreads be all time, bro. His spreads be 8.
Yeah, they love him. Vegas loves him.
So my 5 official plays: Steelers -5.5, Rams -3.5, 49ers -3, Broncos -5.5, and Kansas City -3.5. Elvis, your official plays: Rams money line, Bills money line, Saints -3.5, Broncos -5.5, Cardinals -3.5, and for Sunday Night Football, you got 2 plays: Chiefs -3.5 and the over 47.5.
Yes, sir.
Joey, your official plays: they're going to be Steelers -6.5, Bills -3.5, Eagles money line as a dog, Broncos alternate spread -9.5, Cardinals -3.5, Bucks -12.5, and Chiefs -3.5. Boys, let's have a great week. We need a big bounce back.
Yeah, I can't wait to come back Monday and we'll be like, that's right. Told you now.
Told you now.
One of us will.
Any last words before we get up out of here, boys?
How about them Red Sox? You know, we got to have game
fighting.
Up. Still fighting. Got to have game up in the wild card. We got to hold on to it. Yankees lost yesterday.
Okay.
It's just, man, I just want to make the playoffs. That's all. Because I know we're real dangerous if we get in the playoffs. You don't want to come to Fenway. You don't want to see Chris Sale. You don't want to say JD and them boys. You don't want to.
How about you, Joe? Anything before we get up out of here?
Just have a good, safe weekend. We got an exciting one, jam-packed, just like today's episode. And I hope we come back Monday, like I said, all revved up and ready to go.
Absolutely. We will see you guys on Monday with more picks, hot takes. Thanks to Jake Crane for coming on. Everyone have a great weekend. Good luck on your wagers. Please follow us on social media, Twitter and Instagram @The Dream Wager. If you have time, please subscribe, rate, review. All that good stuff helps us out tremendously. Be a friend, tell a friend, and best of luck.